Can I check what's in these chests over here?
Yeah,
like in these crates?
you can certainly.
Let me have a look, Roldar.
The crates seem to have, once upon a time, having more glassware in them, but they have been plundered, it seems, by goblins. Alvyn doesn't really find anything too useful.
Okay.
Erevan will peer around in this room.
Erevan comes to the same conclusion as Alvyn and Roldar, that it's basically junk and debris in there.
And Erevan already saw Alvyn looking up there, so he's not going to bother checking.
Alright. Ameko steps down from the embrace of Arenoss and takes a stumbling step, but rights herself against the wall, and she grits her teeth and basically starts making her way up. I had no idea he could do this. I thought I could talk him out of it. But then it started rambling. He started. She slowly moves.
Arenoss will shoulder her.
Oh, okay. Roldar will offer if she wanted to be carried, but not his place.
I carried her before, and she wanted to walk by herself, I think.
As Alvyn is approaching Saloro, standing over the charred corpse, he will just more or less neutrally say, "Is that the father?"
What? Keep in mind.
Alright, yeah.
Well, I guess Alvyn will make sure that Saloro can hear him and shout a bit to make sure that the furnaces aren't overpowering him.
Yes. May I introduce you to the Elder Kaijitsu?
Does Amiko hear this?
She sees that something is going on up there.
Alright.
Saloro elbows Alvyn, point at the chest. Gonna need
Alvyn will look
Roldar
at
to
the
lift
chest.
that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, never mind, don't worry. See what you're doing.
Alvyn will look at the chest and look back to Saloro and just get a small grin on his face. But then look back at the charred corpse, and well, step back once Amiko approaches.
Ameko takes a stumbling step forward, and she looks at the corpse, and her eyes suddenly gets a very flat tone to them. And she looks down at the corpse and slowly shakes her head. Oh, Father, why? Why did you have to do this? Why did you? She sinks to her knees and starts crying.
Let me go find somewhere else to be.
Arenoss will hug her. I was muted.
Okay. Yep, she hugs back and cries onto Arenoss' shoulder.
Yeah, and he will basically comfort her, I guess.
Alright.
Or try to.
Mm-hmm.
Your family is dead. Have a hug.
Damn it.
You're not helping, Saloro.
I didn't realize I said that loud enough over the first. We try again. Your family is dead.
So I guess you're the heir now, huh? he
Just
doesn't say
got
that.
harshly inherited.
How does it feel to be a noble?
I'm looking for a wealthy heiress.
We've taken all of your family's treasure, by the way.
Taxes.
You can keep the
Adventurer
glassworks.
taxes.
Alright. Saloro, you want to do something with the corpse?
Sure, we'll go ahead and rely on my natural passive perception of 15. What remains of Suto Kaijitsu?
The poor man's face and hand is almost completely melted off, thanks to the very well-placed acid orb. But it does indeed seem that some of his other stuff remains, at least. Saloro notices that he has the sword he carries looks rather special, actually. It seems to have a black scaly hide that basically is wrapped around the weapon's grip, and some of the steel is visible, and it seems to have a greenish cast.
So Saloro lifts the sword up with mage hand in front of his eyes.
The scabbard is decorated with serpents that slither across the scabbard.
Roll to 5, sweet.
Well, Saloro would judge that yes, the weapon is indeed magic. Let's see, 15. Saloro would pin it down as it having been enhanced with acid properties or poison properties. He also sees some enchantment runes along the blade, probably guessing that this blade will make it easier to hit and hurt more than normal swords. It is a long sword, by the way.
I'm assuming Erevan can see the fact you're making a sword just levitate in front of you.
Well, you'll see the spectral hand. Saloro then lowers the sword down onto this tile, not interested. Looking more for sort of like identifying sort of like papers or notes or scripts for himself, but anything else. Saloro doesn't want to be next to crying woman right now.
The corpse also seemed to have a pair of strange gloves in a side pocket of his belt. The gloves looks like almost normal leather gloves, but also Saloro feels a faint magical aura coming from them.
That's a better roll.
That is a better roll. Saloro identifies that these gloves have been enhanced to act as climbing claws. He believes that upon command, the gloves will protrude sharp claws that will allow the wearer to climb more efficiently. It could probably even be used as hand weapons, like using the claws to rend enemies.
Saloro frowns. Mage hands one glove off on the same tile. Mage hands the other glove off by the same tile.
There's a big pile of loot just building up in front of you.
By big pile, you mean sword and 2 gloves.
Yeah, but if there's any more stuff, there's going to be,
Saloro shares none of this information with the others in the furnace.
Alright.
Very well. Everyone will look at it. And just try to, see if he thinks anything's magical.
Yeah, he does indeed.
Glad you save all of your rolls for the non-combat section.
Of course.
Is when the loot comes. That's the part. Yes, Erevan does recognize these swords. Actually, there is a certain enchantment upon them that is quite used in certain fey magical circles. It would be classed as a vitriolic enhancement upon a weapon.
Okay. I guess Erevan will... is there any blood on the sword, first thing?
No.
Like on the hilt or anything?
No, it seems...
Any acid?
No.
Erevan will carefully just raise it up. Test its temperament, just... and put it in his bag for now.
Okay.
And it puts a sword in his bag. Really?
Fine.
You put a sword in your bag? Saloro wheels his head to look at Erevan. Just mouse. What the fuck are you doing?
Making a new.
Fine.
It's a very sturdy bag.
Saloro's thinking, you're my leader? What?
Steel bag.
Fine.
I put the sword in my bag. I want to know how many times that's been said throughout life.
Ameko seems to be slowly gathering herself. She sniffles a bit and then makes an effort to stop crying and looking at her dead and mutilated father and shaking her head. I tried to tell him, but he wouldn't listen.
What did you try to tell him?
She shakes her head. He had dealings with some people that you should not have dealings with. I tried to make him stop, but he wouldn't. He said the money was too good and that I had no right to talk to him since I had abandoned him 5 years ago. She shakes her head. And I didn't listen to him when he came to the inn either.
No one would have.
She grimaces. And my half-brother, the things he told me. She shudders.
Arenoss will say, you require healing, Miko. We need to get you to the temple.
She shrugs. I guess. I need to organize cleaning up of this, I guess. Well, let my father be buried. She looks a grimace into the corner where the rest of the party is gathered around the corpse of Suto.
Arenoss will say that we will take care of that. We just need to get you some healing.
She nods. Thank you. Thank you.
Saloro will yell back, "You brought your horse here. Go ahead and take her with you. We'll finish up here."
All right. And
Ameko, is there any way to turn off the furnaces?
She nods back and yells, "Yes, there should be some valves around here. I'll see if I can find them."
Arenoss will also hand over the journal to Saloro.
So Saloro looks at the book. "What's this?"
I found it in the basement. Seems to be a journal.
I was looking for something like this.
All right, I'm gonna get Amiko to the chapel. You check this out. And
Huh? And the two of you leave.
After the furnaces are shut off, Saloro's like, "Finally, I can hear myself again."
Roldar looks slightly sad.
Reminded me of the old dwarven forges. Sounded like home.
Does that include all of the goblin melting?
Roldar surprisingly nods.
That's how we stoke Defias.
Say, we're gonna want to comb through this entire glassworks. Goblins, of course, are known to be stragglers. There might be one hiding somewhere behind some refuse, but mainly to comb over to see if we didn't miss anything. Like Saloro holds up what Arenoss just gave him. This item here. He puts it inside his clothes. Let's go ahead and sift through everything. Roldar, there's a chest by the Elder Kaijitsu that you're probably gonna have to be the one to carry out. Looked like a couple hundred gold.
Roldar will just pick up the chest that he thinks is the right chest. Has a look in.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just has a look in to make sure he's got the right chest.
There is indeed gold inside.
Yeah.
Alvyn almost wanted to make a remark about stealing from Ameko's family after everyone she loves has been murdered, but doesn't.
Nah, she probably doesn't like any of this stuff anyway. We could take the entire glassworks with us, we probably would. It says, and as for all of us, we should definitely spend time combing through all this area. If we end up finding anything to acquisite, that would be a bonus, but really we're looking for any goblin stragglers, any other papers or remarks that would give us more information about this, since Saloro gestures with an ungloved hand back towards Pseudo, since perhaps our best font of information met a glob of acid.
Can I use a perception check I just made to search the place?
Certainly.
Well, search the entire place. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So Saloro definitely plans on spending the rest of the day here.
All right.
Erevan will at least spend a short while helping inspect.
When Arenoss and Imeko exits the glassworks, they are greeted with a large gathering of people outside.
Including the Sheriff Hemlock!
No, the sheriff is not here,
I
but a
thought
lot
he
of the
turned around and
townspeople.
re-arrived, yeah.
A lot of the townspeople seems to have gathered in a cluster outside glassworks and looking quite anxiously at the open doors and the destruction they can see within.
Everyone move along, there's nothing to see here.
Can I have
Is
a
that
bluff
what you
check?
tell them?
I can't actually because I can't see my token.
Can I make a bluff check for you?
You're seriously telling them?
No, I'm not. That was a joke. No.
That's like, way to go.
to see here.
Goblin corpses are just decoration, don't worry.
You are Deputy Arenoss. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh dear. What is...
Arenoss will basically say, everyone return to your homes. The situation has been dealt with, and there's nothing more to fear.
Well, what's happened? A woman shouts.
There were goblins, but they're dead now. Everything is fine.
Goblins?
They are goblins, but they've done everything. Fucking sorcerers! Oh my god.
What do you mean, goblins?
Doesn't the town people know about this stuff?
Probably not that the glassworks were invaded by goblins. That's pretty much a surprise.
Alright. Yes, there were goblins. But they are all dead. Return to your homes now.
That didn't save the Barrett family. And you heard, yeah, it sure didn't. And mumbling out in the crowd.
No, but we're sweeping the city as we speak, and we're doing all we can.
All right. We'll actually make a diplomacy check for that.
You'll have to do it for me.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, that's whispered only to me. All right. Interesting. All right. Well, the crowd seems to be quite skeptical of the whole affair, but they're slowly dispersing.
All right.
Many looking quite frightened, actually.
Yeah. Don't really know what to do.
All right. As you and Ameko leave the glassworks, the rest of the party starts combing through it.
What Saloro's looking for first and foremost are any sort of papers, identifying marks, anything that would contain pertinent or relevant information. He hasn't spent time to read the journal yet. Or whatever the hell the book was that Arenoss handed him. You can't trust sorcerers, really. Arenoss could have fucking conjured the thing while Saloro was taking a nap.
Really?
I mean, you're also the same person who was carting out the woman, and Saloro's like, potion of healing. Come on, sorcerer. Bang! Should have had a V8. That's Saloro's primary focus and look.
All right, you can.
I do actually only have 10 intelligence, so that's my excuse.
And sorcerers are known to be very impulsive. You can certainly comb through the glassworks. You can rely either on your passive perception, or you can make perception rolls basically in every room you wish to search an extra time.
I'd rather rely on my passive of 15.
All right.
Well, I guess my 13, which I already rolled, which
Do
better
you,
than my passive.
do you split up, or do you move as a group?
I think we should move as a group just in case, more goblins just go, ah! We've already seen that there are a few secret rooms in this place, and the DM had some notes about the bathroom that he might have found from 1 week to the next.
What evil bathroom notes.
Everyone will go everyone as a group so you can keep note of anything that has been found.
Okay.
Alvyn definitely agrees.
Doesn't want another surprise goblin.
Yeah.
After the near
Surprise
furnace
visit to the
experience.
furnace.
That's right. Which have finally been stopped. I mean, since we have Alvin's passive perception, what's your passive perception?
18.
Well, I suppose since your 18 will be the highest, I'll go ahead and give it a roll. Should have used the passive. Oh my god, that was a 2.
Roldar will just have a peek around, curiously.
Alright, 18's for the best. Don't jinx it, don't jinx it. Fucking rolled a 2.
Well, I did roll an 18 earlier. But I guess I could give it another roll.
No.
No?
Okay. Why did you roll?
Okay.
No, don't roll. It's
Passive
okay.
perception it is.
That was only for one room anyway. I'll be back up to 15 in notes.
Working on it. Alright. Sweeping the glassworks will take some time.
That's fine. Deputy Saloro has time.
Very good. Alright, then Arenoss and Ameko make their way to the chapel.
Alright.
Approaching the chapel, they quickly notice Father Santos being out on the steps. He seems to be basically sweeping them for leaves and debris.
Alright. Arenoss will approach with Ameko.
Well, he looks up and sort of frowns and looks at Ameko and then drops his broom and hurries towards them. What has happened?
More goblin attacks. She requires healing.
Grimith says, I see. Very well. Inside then, please. And Ameko
Right.
nods and follows him inside. Yes, he quickly ushers you inside, and he will basically start to administer healing to Ameko, who seems to quickly regain her state of health, as it were.
Alright. Arenoss will just stay for a bit and make sure that she's okay. And then he will say that he has to take care of the situation, basically.
She nods. I wish to speak to all of you at the Dragon as soon as possible.
Yes, alright. We will be back there as soon as the situation has gotten better.
Oh, she nods.
All right. Are people still gathered around outside the glassworks?
They are slowly dispersing. There are still some stragglers.
So Laura will definitely, he'll peek his head outside, seeing the people, and he will begin to ease their concerns about things and situations and affairs by using recitation of obscure lore.
Okay.
Well, you see what happens is, you take the situation here, we totally got it according to obscure lore of Ioun, extrapolated, all the goblins of the world have come here to gather in this... Go on and on. Basically, really confusing them more than anything.
Yeah, everyone seems very puzzled by all of this. What is this? I guess he's saying everything is all right. I guess he couldn't stand there and spout this weird stuff.
Meanwhile, Salore's completely covered with blood. His actual hood is off, the gloves are off, so there's the pale gray skin with the midnight black whorls and colorations.
Roldar realizes he's still got an arrow stuck in his chest.
Bloodstain here. Yes, Saloro is easing the concerns of the people by confusing them.
Yeah, it seems to be working. They probably drawing the conclusion that someone wouldn't be standing here rambling if there was goblins about, so they take that as the danger has passed for now, at least.
As soon as everyone disperses, Saloro nods in approval. Walks back in.
Roldar tries tugging the arrow out of his chest. Fails.
Need a hand here. Go to the resident pulling out arrow expert.
I mean, if I need to mage hand this thing, I will, but it might not be pleasant, but...
I get the feel he's got one in his elbow, one in his chest. I don't know where the other one went.
There we go. That's what's going to happen then. Since in 4E you can actually mage hand attended objects, whereas in 3.5 it had to be unattended ones. So Laura will look at Roldar after he comes back in and say, "Hold still, Goliath," and then mage hand.
Oh dear. Well, the arrows come out with a popping fleshy sound, and it is not very pleasant.
Are you sure that's the right way to do it?
I'm a doctor, trust me.
So Saloro is totally a doctor. He also stayed at the Rusty Dragon last night with a heal check of 6. He knows what he's doing. I rolled a 1 on that one, by the way.
Clearly, he knows what he's doing.
that was a 1. God damn it.
Saloro, is it supposed to bleed quite this much?
You'll be fine. Take 2 of these purple sparkles. Call me in the morning.
Roldar's like,
I'm already feeling this.
boom!
Roldar. Roldar. Mage hand like shake his head. Roldar. Roldar. Oh hell.
It's like just his chest just spills gold over him.
There we go.
Evan
It's just
looks
like,
disgusted and just starts searching the room over here
yeah,
instead.
just mage hand like hit 20 pounds worth of gold pieces, dropped them on Roldar's head. Roldar, wake up. Roldar.
Mommy, I don't want to ride on the purple dinosaur.
Purple dinosaur. What are you talking about? Roldar.
No, Mommy, not the purple goblins. They bully me.
God damn. Alright. Alright, the day has been saved, everyone.
Alright, the party sweeps Glassworks one extra time, taking time and doing it carefully. It takes a couple of hours at least, but at the end of the afternoon, you are pretty sure that you have scoured the glassworks and found no goblins or nothing extra interesting of value.
Okay, we'll be fine.
Arenoss will gather a few guards and lead them to the glassworks.
Alright. He can certainly do that.
He's a deputy.
Indeed. Control over these people. The guards, when they arrive at the glassworks, looks over it with quite shock and sadness, and basically looks at Arenoss. What do you want us to do?
We need to clean up this place and give burials for the people that have died here.
Nod. Alright, very well. And
we also will need a few people to guard this place when we have cleaned everything up.
they nod. Very well. We will put someone to guard it.
Alright. Yeah, and then he'll head in and chat a bit with the others, I guess. Saying that Amico wanted to meet them later on at the Rusty Dragon for some information.
Now, you said we didn't end up finding anything of interest. What about that passageway that was down there in the basement?
Yes, the passageway is certainly still there. You are free to follow it, of course.
Saloro sheds some light on the situation. Looks further down the passage.
It seems to be going on for quite a while. Standing at like a couple of feet in, Saloro can still not only see like blackness in the darkness ahead, even though it is light. So it must be quite an extensive tunnel.
Yep. Saloro will raise a bloodied hand to his bloodied hair. Be like, perhaps the Longico family, the Gaijutsus, had some more secrets beneath their glassworks. Musing to himself. In deep speech, even. We'll go ahead and say that. Why not?
Oh, wow.
That's right. So no one can listen in. Right.
Damn it.
You're not gonna metagame this shit.
Just lean down to Alvyn.
He's talking crazy wizard talk again.
Evan will answer, when isn't he?
I speak the language of the mind flayers, bitch.
You raise a good point, little man.
There we go. Alright. Okay, that's our afternoon taken care of. Guys, we became deputy as soon as Sheriff Hemlock fucking left this place. How convenient. Son of a bitch.
If you a detachment from the barracks or the garrison shows up and starts help cleaning out the glassworks, sweeping up the shattered glass, gathering up the bodies.
During that time, Saloro will end up mentioning to everyone, the acid sword and, the gloves, which apparently assist in climbing, and he'll put one on to demonstrate the effect of how the claws will extend and can be perhaps used as weapons as well.
Indeed.
But I have no interest in climbing gloves. That might be more for... And Saloro points a finger at the spider.
Erevan tilts his head, just doesn't say anything, and just nods.
Along with the sword, seeing as how you use a sword of that same size yourself, it seems as if there would be one suitable for you.
I guess it would be.
And the only person left out is the sorcerer, but he got his beloved in the end, so everything's fine. The sorcerer is not around whenever Solaris.
Fair enough.
All right. Afternoon is over. You are coming upon evening.
Good. I can't prestidigitate all this blood away. It's time for a bath on the beach.
Screw it, I'm going to the beach!
Yep. Woo!
Arenoss will suggest that we go back to the Rusty Dragon, actually.
Saloro swimming out into the ocean, never to return.
Well, maybe not. Maybe that far. Maybe just waiting down. Need be, he'll mage hand his head above water.
Can you do that?
I think my head weighs less than 20 pounds. Sure.
Well, it's attached to the rest of the body, though.
Yeah, but I'm just lifting part of it. It'd be like lifting up Roldar's arm instead of, all of Roldar.
I don't know if that...
It's fine.
Listen, it's my damn spell. I can make it lift my hand lift my head if I wanted to. And I could sustain it indefinitely with a minor action.
There's a hand floating around out there.
That's right. Just, like, I fall underwater, the hand appears above water. Sign language. Help.
Send help. Alright.
And in the tavern we see an Amico clone.